Here we go. Go ahead, buddy.
2-year-old Jack Monroe takes off. The little bundle of energy enjoys the simple things in life.
Hold on tight.
Good job.
Jack's parents, Erin and John, enjoy the simpler life too. They're ready for some normalcy. Over the past 7 months, they've experienced almost every emotion possible. It all began in March.
I was referred to the breast center at Hershey Medical Center because I was considered high risk.
Erin's mother was diagnosed with breast cancer in her early 40s.
She passed away when I was 16 in 1998. She was wonderful, but she fought as best she could and unfortunately didn't make it.
Erin knew it was important to meet with Annie Arguin, the nurse practitioner who runs the high-risk clinic at the breast center.
Her initial appointment with me, we just discussed her family history. I discussed how I would be following her. And at the end of my appointment, I always do an exam on the women. And when I did an exam on Erin, I was able to palpate a mass in her right breast.
Terrifying, I think, would be probably the initial reaction, just with family history.
So we sent her down for some imaging. We had a mammography and an ultrasound that was completed, and she had a mass that looked suspicious to us and led to her having a biopsy.
I kept telling myself, like, I'm only 33. I have a 2-year-old at home. This isn't happening. But it was.
Just knocks you down, you know. It was hard to even process it, and this, of all things, was the worst because of her mom. And I knew how she would react.
Pathology reports confirmed Erin and John's worst fear.
It confirmed a breast cancer, and then she had a type of breast cancer that's common in younger women, which is called triple-negative breast cancer. So her tumor was not fed by estrogen.
They also biopsied at the same time a lymph node, which they had also seen, which was slightly abnormal, which also was noted to have cancer in that lymph node as well.
And I flat out asked them if it was a treatable type and what they thought the odds were, and they were very honest, and they said, this is absolutely treatable. We're gonna do what we need to do, and it was never ever if, it was when you get better.
The surgery was important, but really the life-saving part of her treatment was going to be chemotherapy, because triple-negative breast cancers are aggressive, but they also respond really well to chemotherapy. So chemotherapy, when given in this situation, often double the chance of cure.
Okay, we know what it is. We know what we're gonna do. We know how to move forward now. Let's go.
Within 3 weeks of being diagnosed, Erin started chemotherapy.
So every cycle of chemotherapy that Erin had, we were able to measure her tumor and confirm that it was getting smaller with each treatment.
Knowing how difficult the next cycles were going to be to get through all of the chemotherapy, but knowing that it was doing what it needed to do, I mean, that's all we needed to hear.
An MRI confirmed the chemotherapy was doing its job.
This is the MRI before chemotherapy. On this MRI, you see that bright white area around that black center. That black center is the biopsy clip. That bright white area is the cancer. After chemotherapy, you see complete response to the chemotherapy, no residual bright white areas of enhancement.
Surgery was next. Erin had a bilateral mastectomy and reconstruction.
When we went to surgery after her chemotherapy, on final pathology, they showed complete response to the chemotherapy, and there was no residual tumor in the breast, as well as we removed the lymph node that had been biopsied and 3 other lymph nodes, and all the lymph nodes were negative for any cancer in those lymph nodes.
We don't use the cured word, but she goes, this is the best possible outcome. She goes, you responded to the treatments the best way you could have. So it was one of those like best days of your life type thing.
So it's a huge, huge weight lifted. These are the happy tears.
Now Erin and John can put this behind them and look forward to happy times with Jack.
Mommy, I go fishing for you.
Okay. I'm able to pick him up and give him hugs now and play together. And good job.
Cheese.
Catch up on a lot of the things that we didn't get to do this summer together that we had envisioned.
I can't put into words what she's been through. She's the absolute strongest person that I know. She's kind of my hero in everything.